Trafalgar D Law just revealed what the D stands for. Dead. Yes, cause he's going to die.
Y'all killing me with this.
Marshall D. Teach, a Yonko with a 3.996 billion berry bounty, has finally made his move to reach a laugh tail. In order to do that, well, yeah, he's gonna kill him, isn't he? But you know what's not gonna kill him?
Raid Shadow Legends. Don't you dare press the skip button, because I made a deal with Raid because they have dropped a superpower legendary version of everybody's favorite champion, Death Knight. Death Knight is actually here with us.
Let's change the conversation, huh?
You're a swordsman just like Zoro, right? Are you gonna challenge the GOAT?
No, sir.
No one would dare to challenge Zoro. Unless you became the ultimate. You can log into Raid, play for 7 days until October the 27th and get the ultimate Death Knight for free. On top of that, use the promo code DKRises to instantly buff your champion all the way to level 50. This is available for both new and existing players. If you're new to Raid, click my link in the description or scan this QR code to get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking a free epic champion Aina, 200k silver, 1 energy refill and 1 XP boost plus an ancient shard, so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in the game. Download it now.
Welcome back everyone, it's time to go Steve. Okay, so cutting straight to the biggest and baddest move Blackbeard has made in a while. Well, not really a while, because not too long ago, he did try to steal Boa Hancock's devil fruit and successfully kidnapped Kobe.
We do not care.
Okay, but I'm talking much bigger than that. Blackbeard, for over 2 years, had been preparing the strongest pirate crew known to the sea, stealing strong devil fruits to give to his commanders, and preparing an armada of overpowered pirates. Now, with his A-team completed, Blackbeard is making his move to Laugh Tail. But to do that, he needs all the road poneglyph. Blackbeard knew that Kaido possessed the road poneglyph, so being the evil mastermind he is, he waited in a nearby island, thinking that one of the worst generation would come by after defeating Kaido. And boy did he hit the jackpot, because the pirate he ambushed is none other than Law, who does not only have Kaido's poneglyph, but also the one in Zou. Now, I'm certain the island that they are on right now is not too far away from Fullerled, or could even be very close to this island being Blackbeard's base. The evidence for this is in chapter 1056. Kid went east towards Elbaf, Luffy southeast towards the icy island where Egghead is, and Law decided to go northeast, where according to Oda's map of the One Piece world would be Fullerled Island. Currently we don't know which ones or how many road poneglyphs Blackbeard already has, but knowing that Big Mom's island was attacked through the cover pages, it wouldn't be a surprise if Blackbeard had that one, or possibly a copy of the last remaining one that Luffy and the others are looking for. Remember, there are 4 road poneglyphs. During Roger's time, there was one with Big Mom, one in Zou, and one in Wano. The last remaining one was in Fishman Island. However, this one mysteriously disappeared. It's possible that Blackbeard was the one who took it. However, I still believe it's with Shanks, and it makes sense that it's in Elbaf rather than Blackbeard. Listen, Blackbeard just has one poneglyph, which is Big Mom's. I'm pretty certain of that. But coming back to the chapter, as Blackbeard ambushes Trafalgar Law, we see that Law has already been hit by a devil fruit power, where he has been turned into a baddie. Like, gosh damn!
Legs wide open, bro.
Seriously, from a first glance, you would have thought that Ivankov did some hormone therapy on him, but we come to learn it's actually a contagious disease. Law then uses his immense haki and changes back to normal, countering the effect of the devil fruit. This haki, which is white in color, shows that every haki uses different frequencies, likely being linked to the user's will and emotions, or even spirit. Law explains that he has learned a lot of things from his his fight against the Yonkos, making his haki even stronger, along with giving him a good idea on how to use it properly. During his fight against Kaido and Big Mom, they were able to ignore the effects of his devil fruit completely. From amputate to shambles, he wasn't able to use his power at all. The only way he managed to affect Big Mom was with his devil fruit awakening that allowed him to extend his devil fruit powers to his blade and anything it touched, including Big Mom. Kaido even tells Luffy that Goldie Roger never had a devil fruit, yet he was the strongest and achieved the status of Pirate King through haki alone, as haki transcends everything. This will also show in Luffy's future battles, where his new and improved haki combined with his devil fruit ability and awakening will allow him to take out much stronger foes. Regardless, Law, using his haki like the Yonko he fought, was able to negate the ability that was used on him. As we then move to Blackbeard's crew, we once again are introduced to each of his commanders, learning about their new overpowered devil fruit abilities. First, we have Doc Q, who was the one who made the disease, turning Law into a woman. With his new Sick fruit, Doc Q can create any disease he can think of. This disease was contagious, hence why it spread it to Law's crew. However, just as the disease spread, once a cure is made to it, it will too be passed around, breaking the contagion. It's like creating antibodies and vaccinating those around you, and Law was able to do this with his haki, which is quite poetic, as haki is the representation of willpower, which Law used to fight off a disease, something us ordinary humans do on a much slower rate to increase our immunity. Law, also being a doctor, makes him the perfect person to break down this devil fruit ability. In the final battle of the Straw Hats with Blackbeards, Chopper is going to have to face off against Doc Q, so this could be a hint to how Chopper will master his haki, or perhaps gain knowledge from Vegapunk and create antidotes even faster. Perhaps an application of Vegapunk's food machine where raw materials can be input to get prepared food. I don't know, something crazy like that. But we then move to Van Ogre, who has the warp fruit, which, if it wasn't apparent, can teleport things, very similar to Bartholomew Kuma's move. But being the sniper of the Blackbeard Pirates, Van Ogre can make the best use of this fruit by teleporting himself while sniping. This man will be paired up against Usopp, and he truly will be a menace. Usopp for sure will definitely have to learn Future Sight to be able to track down Van Ogre teleporting all over the place and then shoot him before, he gets shot. We then come to Jesus Burgess, who had eaten the Riki fruit, which basically makes him into Hercules. Yes, he literally turns into Hercules. We also get to see Stronger's ability, who, if you guys don't know, is the horse Doc Q is always leaning over. Stronger had eaten the Uma no Mi, or the horse mythical model Pegasus, which, as the name suggests, is a mythical zone fruit, giving a user the power to convert into Pegasus, similar to Ganfall's pet Pierre from Skypiea, who had also eaten the basic Uma no Mi. Blackbeard's crew, and especially these core guys who have encountered Law, feel like a perfect team comp to chase down any type of devil fruit user. Burgess' strength is perfect to wear down a zone type, whilst Doc Q disease can cripple or paralyze anyone. Van Ogre can chase down any mobility-based Paramecia or Logias, just like we see now with Law. And even Stronger's Pegasus is perfect to go after flight-based Logias like the Mira no Mi or Marco's Phoenix. But coming back to the chapter, to make sure they don't lose track of Law, the sniper Van, using his warp ability, he teleports Burgess to the island where Law ran to. With his insane power ability, Burgess lifts an entire mountain, which he then tosses towards Law and his crew. The only reason Law is able to save himself and his crew is because of his own devil fruit powers. Blackbeard then appears in front of Law, sitting on top of Doc Q and Stronger, wondering the entire time which of the three captains would have crossed his path after leaving Wano. As both captains prepare to face off, Blackbeard reveals his intention to Law about taking his road poneglyph, telling him how he anticipated everything after the defeat of the Yonkos. However, we all know Blackbeard's goal isn't to only take the poneglyphs, it's of course to steal devil fruits. With Law having the Opi no Mi, the ultimate devil fruit, Blackbeard will do everything in his power to kill him and take it from him. Remember, Blackbeard has read the devil fruit encyclopedia, and he can literally steal this fruit and give it to one of his commanders, making them use the eternal youth ability to make Blackbeard immortal at the cost, of course, at the user's life. But we all know Blackbeard wouldn't care about his commander's life, and I'm sure they wouldn't give a shit either. Now, let's sit down and imagine the worst case scenario. Law dying here isn't actually too far-fetched. Unlike the other One Piece theories, where Law's death, Luffy would probably go through something similar to what happened with Ace. Obviously not in the same regards, as one is a brother and one, the other one is just a former ally. But what remains is that Luffy will be distraught, especially since Luffy and Law have become close ever since their alliance in Punk Hazard. This will strengthen Luffy's resolve to take down Blackbeard. However, this is One Piece and Oda is known to be quite hesitant when he kills off his characters. Let's be real here. Remember Pell? So we at the Balls Deep HQ believe that there could be a few things that will actually happen. We cannot forget about Kobe. He was captured, so there might be some marine intervention. But using up Balls Deep observation hockey, we know that this fight is happening near somewhere close to Fullerlet Island, which, if we once again go to Oda's map, is not too far from Albath and Sphinx Island. Shanks literally just dropped off Marco nearby, so his intervention is possible. However, personally, I believe the Straw Hats Grand Fleet are the ones who will help and save Law. We know that Bartolomeo, the cannibal, Luffy's biggest fan, was at Shanks' territory burning his flags down and putting the Straw Hats to Jolly Roger. Law and Bartolomeo had many banters and kind of a form of mutual respect. Barto, being a huge fanboy of the Straw Hats, wouldn't want Luffy to feel sadness by Law's death. We have not seen the Straw Hats Grand Fleet since Dressrosa, so Oda might just surprise us with them saving our boy Law. Otherwise, what the hell is their purpose?
With Law in the back foot and being surrounded by Blackbeard, the purpose of their encounter is to put Blackbeard in a similar position to Luffy in their rivalry to find the One Piece. Law currently has the rubbings of the red poneglyph from Zou and Wano with him. When Blackbeard takes these two, he will likely have 3 poneglyphs and a person who will be able to decipher them.
Huh?
I know what you guys are thinking. Didn't he say Law has 2 red poneglyphs? How is Blackbeard gonna have 3? And how did he get Duolingo for poneglyph language? Well, since chapter 1035, we have been following not just the main story, but also the cover stories which are happening in Whole Cake Island after the fallout of the wedding. The story starts with the escape of Germa Kingdom from Totoland, but Niji and Yonji got captured by the Big Mom Pirates inside Mount Door's book prison. They then get slapped up by Pudding for being rude to Sanji in Chocolate Town. As Oven and Brule take the brothers to the science lab for experimentation, 2 silhouettes appear at Chocolate Town, scaring away the townspeople. Then the entirety of the town is frozen in ice, and on top of this, Pudding is missing. The only man who's capable of such a feat is none other than the former Admiral of the Marines, Kuzan. And who is Kuzan working for after leaving the Marines? Well, according to the 5 Elders' conversation with Akainu, it's Blackbeard in chapter 793. Their collusion was confirmed by Blackbeard himself when he was asked by Burgess if Kuzan can be trusted in chapter 720. The reasoning is because Kuzan himself wants to uncover the mysteries of the Void Century. Throughout his life in the Marines, he was invested in what happened to Robin and her hometown, especially after his best friend Jaguar D. Saul gave his life for her. He needs to learn why the government went so far and if it was justified. Otherwise, everything he worked for would be for vain. Kuzan working with Blackbeard would make a lot of sense for this very reason, but knowing the type of person he is, I wouldn't be surprised if Kuzan will double-cross Blackbeard and is revealed to be the so-called man with the burn marks who Kid mentioned. Regardless, Kuzan and probably another of the 10 Titanic Captains have arrived at a weakened Whole Cake Island with no Big Mom. The only real threat is Katakuri there right now for them, but even Katakuri will have trouble going up against just one of the Titanic Captains, let alone a former admiral also. Stealing Big Mom's poneglyph rubbing and pudding should be a piece of cake currently for them. This perfectly fits Blackbeard's way of doing things, like his whole game plan is to swoop in at a weakened opponent and steal the prize while someone else dealt the damage. Just like he's waiting outside Wano to intercept one of the 3 captains with Kaido's poneglyph, basically avoiding a direct conflict with Kaido. Blackbeard's opportunistic nature would never give up a chance to grab what he needs from a Big Mom-less Totoland. With 3 poneglyphs and Pudding's 3-eyed powers, Blackbeard is in the same position as Luffy to find the One Piece now. Maybe he's even ahead of Luffy and already has the missing poneglyph from Fishman Island at full elite. However, as we mentioned earlier, the final poneglyph is most likely in Elbaf with Shanks. Moving to Egghead Island, Luffy has officially got new drip, celebrating the start of a new arc. And holy shit, they didn't even need to go to Anime Drip shop to get this dripped out. Oh God, look at them. After exceedingly munching on Dr. Vegapunk's scientific machine food, the gang said their farewell to Punk 5 Atlas, the giant kid variant of Dr. Vegapunk. In the last chapter, Oda accidentally drew 06 on Atlas's costume, which confused some of you. But in this chapter, he has recorrected her number. Those of you who had the notification bell on and watched last week's review would already understand how Vegapunk's 6 variants work. So far, we have only encountered 3 of them, from Punk 1 Shaka, Punk 2 Lilith, and Punk 5 Atlas. Regardless, as Atlas says her farewells, we see the insane world Vegapunk has created, from Cyborg Dog Wally to other advanced technologies, one being a drip dispenser, so to blend in, the gang literally goes into the machine, coming out looking like they were from the future. This process seems much like Germa 66 raid suits, with Vegapunk's variation being extremely lightweight. Bonney looks thick as hell, Chopper is all looking cute like always, Luffy, well, he's Luffy. And of course, Jinbei stuck to a normal Hawaiian style, because, you know, Hawaiian style is in the future. But as Bonney decides to part ways and look for weapons to use against Vegapunk, Luffy notices that a wild Kuma appears. But it isn't the Kuma we know, it's another robotic one created by Vegapunk. After realizing Robocop is after them as they failed to pay for literally everything they took, Luffy goes in to attack him but is stopped by Bonney. Bonney finally confirms our balls deep observation haki as she reveals that Kuma is her real father. And this is all happening while we see a glimpse of flashback of Kuma holding Bonney as a child. We will soon learn the story behind Kuma, or at least Bonney's interpretation. And on the topic of Bonney's childhood, I think we can officially say that the Bonney that we are typically shown is in fact her natural body. It's been theorized that she may even be the old queen of the Sorbet Kingdom, but Kuma being her father means that, yeah, that ain't true. Oda already said she was 22, kind of at least hinting that this is her true age. So with this, we know that Bonney is a princess. Yeah, I mean, it's One Piece. There has to be a princess. Kuma fell from grace being dubbed the Tyrant King, but we know the situation might be similar to the other huge arcs, Dressrosa and Alabasta, being framed for something he did not do. Kuma and his daughter were then cast out as traitors, likely with his wife being killed in the process, making Bonney's statement of Kuma being her only family make even more sense. But unfortunately for us, we don't see Kobe, nor do we see Zoro's group of the Straw Hats at all in this chapter. But if you want to learn more about Vegapunk and Kuma Bonney, then make sure to click the video on screen right now, because we broke that shit down like a month ago.